What do these rebel fighters in Sudan, militias in Libya, and arms dealers in Yemen have in common? They're all using a Canadian-made sniper rifle. In places where there are accusations of torture and genocide, we dig into the digital clues and talk to arms dealers selling these weapons online. To investigate how these Canadian rifles, despite sanctions, end up in some of the most war-ravaged parts of the world. Is Canada doing enough to prevent these arms from getting into the wrong hands?
Clearly not.
This is a Sterling Cross XLCR. It's a high-powered bolt-action precision sniper rifle. They're made at this factory in British Columbia. November 2025, we ID'd Sterling Cross rifles in the hands of the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, in Sudan, fighting a civil war. They're accused of mass killings, ethnic targeting, and committing genocide. After the story, the Canadian government promised to look into this very seriously. But now it turns out the problem is more widespread than we thought. This video shows a young soldier in Sudan hitting what appears to be captives. We're blurring their faces because they might be underage.
This is really, really disturbing. And we can see in this video not only what appears to be a member of the Rapid Support Forces, again, credibly accused of committing genocide in places like Al Fasher, brandishing a Canadian rifle, but we also see him abusing prisoners.
These new images were shared with us by a user known as Streaking Delilah. But we need more details about when and where this video took place. So we reached out to Bellingcat, an open source investigative outlet.
We have the video in question in which we can see the rifle in his hand. And when you focus on the background, what we can see is a bit of the ridgeline. On the right, here is a video we found of an RSF fighter, which he shared on his own Facebook on the day that they captured Jebel Moya, in which he's celebrating the capture of the town. And when he pans around in the background, you can actually see this ridgeline reappearing.
In 2024, a battle took place in this region called Jebel Moya. We believe this video was taken around that time.
It's one of the most striking examples where we can literally see the fighter holding a Canadian weapon, committing clear abuses.
Streaking Delilah also provided us images of Sterling Cross rifles in Libya. To verify this, we geolocate this image based on the exterior to these high-rise buildings in Tripoli, in the western part of Libya, by matching the angle and this distinctive grid window pattern.
This was actually an area that was being fought over, both in 2022 and in 2025.
What is the name of this group here?
The specific unit we're talking about, that I can see the insignia of here, is the Judicial Security Apparatus. This is a spin-off of a larger group, the Special Deterrence Force.
The Special Deterrence Force are Salafi, ultra-conservative Islamists. They control this infamous prison in Tripoli.
That prison has been notorious for abuses, for torture, for arbitrary detention.
So how did these Canadian rifles get to Sudan and Libya? We have one more set of clues to dig into on Instagram and YouTube, where Sterling Cross rifles are advertised and sellers are flaunting these guns. Based on the ridge in this video, we geolocated to this dam and confirm this is in Yemen. Canada has targeted sanctions against Yemen, a country that's been in a civil war since 2014 and where close to 400,000 people have died.
Really, no Canadian weapon system should be in Yemen, let alone being sold in some bazaar to whoever is willing to pay the most.
The man in this video is an arms dealer in Yemen selling a Sterling Cross rifle, with a store in the capital Sana'a, near a kebab shop. We also find a second arms dealer in Yemen selling a Sterling Cross rifle. The logo led us to this store. With the help of a Yemeni journalist, we call the dealers to see if the gun is still available.
هذه كده بتاعت يا غالي سعرها كان ب $12,000 بعناها. قلت لك تحميها عطفها روسي إذا أنت تشتيها مستخدمة.
We asked them where these rifles come from.
هولا منه قطع يعني احنا توصل لنا قطع نادرة يعني مهربها تهريب.
So we've seen in Sudan, we've seen in Libya, we've seen in Yemen. How are they getting there?
I mean, the most plausible source would be the UAE, given that they have been providing significant amounts of weapons to actors in all of these three countries.
Whether that's the Rapid Support Forces, whether also the stakeholders in Yemen, whether that's in Libya, the Libyan Arab Armed Forces. All of these are non-state armed groups that have a track record of brutality, of crimes against humanity.
The United Arab Emirates, or UAE, has reportedly supported sides in all three conflicts. The UAE denies involvement in Libya and Sudan, and said in 2025 it would withdraw its forces from Yemen.
Regardless if it was the UAE or if it was on the black market, these guns shouldn't be there.
Certainly. Yes, of course.
This export document shows 109 rifles sent from Canada to the UAE in 2020, which is around the same time Sterling Cross posted an image that shows close to 80 of these rifles, but it's not definitive.
Typically they'll be marked with serial numbers so that if it does turn out that a Canadian rifle that was supposed to be shipped to a legitimate end user ends up in some arms bazaar in Yemen or in the hands of the RSF in Sudan, it could be tracked back.
On the receiver of the Sterling Cross rifle in Yemen, there's a serial number. We share it with the company Sterling Cross and the federal government. After our last story, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand told the Globe and Mail she was looking into the issue of Canadian weapons ending up in Sudan.
But we want to know more, and we know the minister is going to be at the University of Toronto here giving a talk. We're here to get some answers. Minister, we found these overseas again. What are we doing here to stop these guns, these weapons, these Canadian sniper rifles from getting in the wrong hands?
I, of course, am very concerned when I hear that material is ending up in conflict zones and being used for warfare of this nature.
The Libyan militia, they've been accused of war crimes that we've seen these weapons in the hands of. The Sudanese RSF, credibly accused of genocide. In your mind, is this acceptable?
It is not acceptable. Evidently, it appears that there may indeed be contraventions of the permitting process. That if there are contraventions, there does need to be enforcement, and the enforcement would occur at the level of the RCMP. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister.
So as it stands right now, no, Canada's not doing enough. If Canada was doing enough, then we wouldn't see a pattern of the illicit diversion of Canadian weapon systems in violation of UN arms embargoes.
We're seeing it across parts of the Middle East and Africa. There's a pattern here.
Absolutely.
If you have anything you want us to investigate, email us at vi@cbc.ca.